Hello everyone, welcome back to Total Football Talk. And as always, we'll look at all the latest transfer news and news coming out of Manchester United. I know I've been away. If anyone's missed the last few updates, I've been away for an extended trip in Ireland, explained at the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're going to look at the latest headlines, one of them being a very interesting one, David De Gea joining Manchester United. We'll look at whether that's true or not. I find that one hard to believe. Manchester United are apparently interested in Wharton from Crystal Palace, and Manchester United are also apparently admirers of Morton Hland from Sporting. And there's news coming out that apparently a deal could be done for him. So we'll have a quick look at that. Benjamin Sesko is talked about in with his training methods and how he's maybe hopefully going to inspire generational players to maybe relive the Ronaldo years. And then we will also look at where Ruben Amorim hopes for Manchester United to finish this year coming in the season. So the David De Gea stories are coming out thick and fast. They're not coming from any great outlets. They're not coming from Ornstein, Larry Whitwell, or from Fabrizio Romano. But there is a story in 365, which is saying that Manchester United are considering an incredible return for former Red Star Devil David De Gea, and that they made a mistake letting him go in the Ten Hag reign. Now, this is Arnold and Murta cock up. They were the ones who got rid of De Gea alongside Ten Hag, so they're all in it together, unfortunately. But we brought in Onana, and he's been a shambles pretty much from day one. He's had some patches of goodness, and he's had too many patches where he hasn't been good enough. So we're apparently looking at this deal, but I have to sort of look at this and go, would I like to see De Gea back? Yes. Would I like to see him in front of Onana? Yes. Would I like to see it happen? If there was any credence to this, then it would be interesting. But I don't think there is. I think we played Fiorentina recently, and I don't think that it's pure speculation off the back of that game in the Snapdragon Cup a couple of weeks ago against Fiorentina. So I don't think there's anything in it. I don't think Manchester United will be doing this deal, and I don't think he'll be coming back to the club. I said, which is a shame because he left under such woeful terms after the FA Cup final defeat, and then he obviously came back and he had his day in the sunshine at Old Trafford when we played Fiorentina recently. Well, I'd love to see him back in between the sticks for Manchester United, but I just don't see it happening. I think this is one that's just paper talk. It's Sunday morning and people need to have some news. And I think that's all there is on that particular story. Now, there is talks that Manchester United are aware of Morton Hland's situation. The player is open to a move, but there's no concrete talks yet. Sporting are reluctant to sell another key player, which would make the deal difficult. He's a very good player. He's a very talented player. Ruben Amorim knows him. He would know how well to fit into the Ruben Amorim system. He's been excellent for Sporting. But we have to look at some of the other sides to this particular story. He's a midfielder from Portugal. Now, we've seen that already Ugarte has come from the Portuguese league. Yes, he went to PSG, but he's finding it tough in the Premier League at the minute. I think there's a good player there. This season will be make or break for him. Unfortunately, you get 2 years in my book. This is the second year, so this one will be interesting. Hland could be the same. He could come in. He's done well in the Portuguese league, done well in Europe, but is he going to be able to transfer those skills into the physical and the power and pace of the Premier League? And he's probably going to cost £70 million. So I don't really know if there's much in this story. I think Manchester United will be interested, but do you out there, would you prefer to see United wait for trying to do Baliba next year, or would you like to see Hland come in now and have a fix for the midfield? We're probably going to need two midfielders anyway, because Casemiro is going to go. We know Toby Collier's gone out on loan this year, and Bruno could potentially go to the Saudi league. So maybe next year we'd still need two midfielders. Hland being one of them could be interesting. I think he's a good player. Can he come and do it? Jury's out. And also 70 million he'll probably end up costing us. Is it worth us spending 70 million on a midfielder from the Portuguese league who could come here and struggle? I don't know. I mean, if you look at Reinders yesterday, he's come from the Dutch league. Oh no, from AC Milan, sorry. And he had a brilliant game yesterday for City. Could Hland do the same? Could he come in from the Portuguese league and do that for Manchester United? But as I say, there's no concrete talks at the minute. The clock's ticking. We're running out of time. And I'm not entirely sure whether Manchester United could get the deal done in time. But we do need a midfielder, so this is one to watch. And the other, obviously, the other one that's being kind of mooted at the minute is that Manchester United are admirers of Adam Wharton, and they're weighing up whether they should be making a move for the Crystal Palace midfielder. Again, the only difference with him and Humlin for me is Wharton's Premier League experience. He knows how to do it in the Premier League. You know, he won the FA Cup last year, and he is an exceptional talent. Probably going to cost more than Humland, or maybe going to be in and around the same money. I would probably take Wharton if I had the choice, because he knows the Premier League, and as I said, he's already won things. So I would probably kind of in the English division is what I would say to that. But I would think Manchester United would be. I just don't know whether they're going to be able to do a deal. I don't know whether Crystal Palace will want to sell him. I know Eze is Arsenal and Spurs are chasing him. Would they let another star go this summer? I highly doubt it, and it would probably cost us. They know we've got money to burn, so it would end up costing us a fortune again. So those are the two midfielders that Manchester United are currently looking into. I don't know if there's any others beyond that. Maybe there's a surprise one. Maybe they're going to wait on Baliba. I'm not entirely sure. But that's where we are with the midfielders. But get your thoughts in below. And please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that would be brilliant. Massively helps me out. Please give me a thumbs up and like on this particular show if you're enjoying the content. And yeah, get your thoughts in. Adam Morgan, Humland, who would you prefer? Would love to hear from you. And also, we will move on to what Benjamin Cesco has been doing. So Benjamin Cesco has left the players and staff shocked with his incredible work rate, and is always the first into training and the last to leave. Always doing extra hours and recovery. Even after the normal sessions, he is setting in fast, and that's coming from Sully Talk. Sully has a good reputation within inside the United transfer system. Within the players, and he gets some good information. Really, really worth following on X. And I think coming from that, Cesco's kind of following the suit of Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was the same, came in, set standards for himself, and the team around him also kind of lived up to those standards. But those standards were preset by the likes of Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, and so on. So, it's brilliant to see that Cesco is driving himself, willing to put himself in the position to fight for his place in the team, but also willing to do the extra work, to go the extra mile, to give himself the best opportunity to become the best player that he can be. And his ceiling seems pretty high. Best in the world, I don't know. We did hear that Barcelona were really keen to get Cesco in as a replacement for Lewandowski, and they wanted to do that next year. So in that respect, it's quite satisfying that we've actually taken a march on that, because we don't normally do this, and maybe that's why our transfer policy has changed this far this season, and we have done some very good things. Yes, we haven't got rid of the bomb squad yet, as they call them. I don't really like that word, but Garnacho, Malacia, Sancho, they're all, and Anthony, they're all still at the club, all still holding the club to ransom for different reasons. But those players haven't gone yet, and we still need to get them out of the door. 2 weeks to go, transfer rules, the clock's ticking. Can we get rid of them and bring in a midfielder? Only time will tell. I'm not entirely sure. And this was a story from Samuel Luckhurst. Manchester United are privately aiming for the top 6 finish this season. Now, today is game day, and we take on Arsenal for the first game of the season. Massive game as always. Old Trafford will be full. 4:30 kickoff. Going to be a belter. Get your score predictions in below. Would love to hear what you think. Do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to get a draw? What do you think? How do you think Arsenal are going to come flying out of the blocks? It'll be the Gyökeres v Sesko show today. That'll be what's going to be on everyone's lips. And which striker will do the best? And if Sesko doesn't score and Gyökeres does, it'll be a meltdown in the fan base. Maybe not the fan base, but there will be. TalkSport will go in on them, Sky Sports will go in on them, and that could lead the fan base to go in on them. And I just think we have to wait and see and give Cesco the opportunity to grow into this team. He has barely kicked the ball with the boys within training, and Mbeumo and Cunha still finding their feet. But we do need to get up to speed. We do need to come out fighting and put ourselves in a position where we could win the match today. I'm hoping for a sneaky 1-goal victory, 1-0, 2-1, something like that. But, I mean, if we get off to a poor start, the pressure's going to be on Ruben Amorim straight away. So finishing in the top 6 is just about achievable at the minute. Can it be done without a midfielder? That's the question. I don't know. I think we do need a midfielder, and I also think we need a goalkeeper. If we had those two in, I think we could be pushing 5th place. But if we don't get those 2 players in, I think it's going to be very difficult, and it could be a long season. And yeah, maybe an 8th, 7th, 8th could be the final resting place for us. I hope I'm wrong on that one, and I hope we get a midfielder in, at least a midfielder, before the season ends. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening. That's your 10-minute roundup. Get your comments in below, get your thoughts in below, and if you're enjoying the content, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit the old subscribe button, massively helps me out. And yeah, apologies. The reason why I was away for 3 weeks, I forgot some of my gear, went back to Ireland for a family holiday. Car broke down, had to get it fixed, extended time back in Ireland. Kids loved it, but we unfortunately found it tricky. Now we're back up to speed. No more holidays due at the minute, as far as I know. So yeah, so going to be cracking on with this every day. 10-minute roundup, all the latest Manchester United news, and I'll probably do a match reaction after the game today. God, hope we get a win. Get your comments in below, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.